That would be something I really would want to find out because, you know, in the future.
Let me know as you guys are coming in that you can hear me and see me. I'm pretty sure that you can. This is some exclusive tea that I got a little.
Could everything we've been sold about Jay-Z and Beyoncé be nothing but a glittering lie? That fairy tale image of America's royal couple, the Carters, plastered across magazine covers, flashing smiles on red carpets, looking like perfection at every awards show. They made us believe in an empire of love, loyalty, and family unity. But now, that glossy picture is starting to crack, and the one swinging the hammer is none other than Rymir Satterthwaite, a man who has spent over a decade shouting into the void, insisting he is Jay-Z's secret son. He isn't just accusing Jay-Z of being his father. No, his latest revelation is so explosive it threatens to burn down the entire Carter dynasty. Rymir claims Beyoncé's 3 children, Blue Ivy, Sir, and Rumi, the kids the world adores as Jay-Z's heirs, aren't even his. According to him, they could be the result of Beyoncé's private affairs with other men, while Jay-Z played the picture-perfect father to keep up appearances.
I don't have no felonies, I'm not crazy and none of that. It's like, I just want the truth, and it's so hard to get it from the courts. And it seems like Jay-Z don't want to say anything, so, you know, I don't want to see him go down for something that, you could have just got taken care of. That's it.
Sounds unthinkable, right? This is the family that gave us coordinated Grammy looks, heart-melting Instagram baby reveals, and a carefully curated image of unity. But what if that entire brand was built on deception? Imagine the betrayal, the heartbreak inside that home, and the millions of dollars in endorsements and partnerships evaporating overnight. For years, Jay-Z has been accused of dodging one thing, a DNA test. Rymir's late mother, Wanda, swore under oath that she had a relationship with Jay-Z when she was just 16. Legal filings, affidavits, endless pleas, all pointed toward one thing, a simple test. And yet every time the request is raised, Jay-Z's team shuts it down, fights it, or dismisses it as harassment. Why? Could it be that the refusal isn't just about Rymir, but about the very children Jay-Z presents to the world as his legacy?
I want you to think about this. Allegedly, Sean Carter is responsible for enacting Hype Williams to put Aaliyah on a faulty plane to move her out the way as punishment for rejecting him, and so he could level up Beyonce.
The images are haunting. On one side, Beyoncé smiling with her twins at the beach, Jay-Z clapping like a proud dad at Blue Ivy's recital. On the other, Rymir outside cold courthouse steps, clutching documents, repeating again and again that he just wants the truth. And he isn't the only one. Another woman, Letitia from Maryland, insists she too is Jay-Z's daughter, backed by family testimonies. Even a former friend of Jay-Z has whispered that Rymir lives in a house Jay secretly pays for, with conditions attached. These aren't just wild, disconnected rumors. They're a pattern. How many doors is Jay-Z trying to slam shut? Remember, this is a man who already admitted to betraying Beyoncé. His infidelity became so infamous that Beyoncé turned her pain into Lemonade, one of the most iconic albums of the century. Their marriage has survived scandal before. But this isn't just about 2 adults. This is about children, bloodlines, legacy. If Beyoncé's children aren't truly Jay-Z's, then the Carter empire stops being a family story and starts looking like a calculated lie.
Beyoncé for sure. I love her. Like, I love Beyoncé. Jay-Z too, I really admire the both of them.
And let's not forget the shadow lurking behind all of this. Money. Sources close to the legal battles whisper that Rymir's camp might have more than paternity on their side. Allegedly, they hold financial information, details that could blow open Jay-Z's empire. Think about it. If a DNA test confirms Rymir's story, it could trigger lawsuits, settlements, and cracks in billion-dollar business deals. Suddenly, it's not just about who's the father. It's about whether the entire Roc Nation machine can withstand the truth. And when you're worth billions, exposure isn't just embarrassing, it's catastrophic. Could this be why Jay-Z's lawyers have fought tooth and nail, filing dismissal after dismissal, branding Rymir's pursuit as harassment? Why fight so hard against a swab of the cheek, unless what's hiding there could unravel everything?
Not anything, so why wouldn't I believe my mom? Like, we could have been settled this, and it only takes a conversation and some words. I'm not a hateful guy. I don't hate anyone. I'm not after nobody. I'm not trying to see no one downfall, but this is just some things that just went through court, and they just expected me to just sit there and just take what they were saying. I can't do that.
Court filings, dismissals, denials. Jay-Z's legal team calls the lawsuits frivolous. But outside those walls, Rymir doesn't budge. In interviews, his words are steady. He doesn't want Jay-Z's money. He doesn't want fame. He wants acknowledgement. He points to his mother Wanda's affidavit where she swore Jay-Z was the father. She was 16. The timeline matches, the details align, and yet Jay-Z refuses. If he's so sure, why not take the test and end it once and for all? What is he hiding? And then, here's where the storm thickens. Beyoncé enters the frame. If Rymir's allegations are true, if Blue Ivy, Sir, and Rumi aren't Jay-Z's, then whose children are they? Could Beyoncé, the woman idolized worldwide for her integrity, her family loyalty, her empowerment, have built her dynasty on borrowed bloodlines?
Jay-Z got his ass whooped by his sister-in-law on camera. What's her name? Solange. You got his ass. The feds ain't step in and do nothing. The feds don't care about you getting your ass whooped.
And let's not act like Beyoncé and Jay-Z's marriage has been all roses. We all remember the elevator, that infamous night when Solange unleashed her fury on Jay-Z while Beyoncé stood stone-faced. The world speculated it was about cheating, but what if it was more? What if it was about bigger secrets, the kind that could shatter the Carter illusion? Because if Rymir is right, then the Carters' royal family image isn't just cracked, it's smoke and mirrors. An elaborate performance to protect billion-dollar contracts, streaming deals, fashion lines, political ties. A fairy tale carefully staged, not lived.
What's up, what's up? This is Beyonce on the red carpet with one of the hottest female artists out here, Miss Aaliyah. How you doing, girl? It's so good to see you. You too. She's just looking.
And it doesn't stop there. Letitia Masser insists her whole community knew Jay-Z was her father. Her own sister swears she introduced their mother to him. This mirrors Rymir's story. Ignored claims, dodged DNA tests, buried legal filings. And while all this swirls, Beyoncé has stayed silent. Not one word about these paternity claims. Not one defense of her husband with facts. Just silence and perfectly curated public appearances. And here's the kicker. Silence sometimes screams louder than words. Because let's be real, the Carters aren't just a family. They're an industry, a business empire tied to global corporations, politicians, and cultural movements. If that family image falls apart, so does the brand. The lawsuits, the sealed records, the dismissals, it all looks less like innocence and more like desperation. And here's the question everyone whispers. How much does Beyoncé really know? Insiders suggest she's known about Rymir all along. Some say that before she even said "I do," she struck a deal with Jay-Z. A pact of silence. He protects her image. She shields his past. Together, they maintain the illusion of unshakable power. Think about Beyoncé's composure over the years, through cheating scandals, public confessions, and the elevator debacle. She's never flinched, never broken, never let her mask slip. That's not just strength, that's strategy. A performance as polished as her albums, but with Rymir's latest claim, the storm drags her directly into the spotlight. Because if Jay-Z isn't the father of those children, the question turns, who is? Online sleuths dissect old timelines, lyrics, and photos, even comparing the Carter kids' faces to men once rumored to be linked to Beyoncé. Suddenly, Lemonade and Renaissance aren't just artistic masterpieces. They look like confessionals, codes hidden in plain sight. Were these albums Beyoncé's way of hinting without ever saying that everything we thought we knew was never the truth? The stakes here aren't small. Blue Ivy isn't just a child. She's a brand. She's won awards, appeared in music videos, and has been paraded as the symbol of the Carter dynasty's future. Sir and Rumi, though younger, are already woven into that legacy. They're not just kids. They're part of a billion-dollar image machine that sells the Carters as modern-day royalty. So if the bloodline is questioned, it's not just a family scandal. It's a crisis that could rattle everything from endorsement deals to political partnerships. Every photo, every carefully staged family moment could suddenly look like a marketing ploy built on deception. And the timing is eerie. While Rymir continues pushing his legal filings, Beyoncé maintains silence. No denials, no clarifications, only the images she wants us to see. Silence at this point feels like an answer of its own. Is she refusing to dignify the claims or protecting a truth too dangerous to reveal? And then there's the ghost of Aaliyah, a name that still sends shivers through the music industry. Before Beyoncé was crowned queen, Aaliyah was the rising star, closely tied to both Damon Dash and Jay-Z. Whispers say Jay-Z pursued her, but it was Dash who ultimately became became her partner. When Aaliyah tragically passed in 2001, Beyoncé's star began its meteoric rise. Conspiracy theorists still claim her death left a vacuum Beyoncé was destined to fill. Some of the darker corners of the internet spin it further, that her accident wasn't just tragedy, but timing that cleared Beyoncé's path to dominance. Is it wild? Yes. Impossible? Maybe. But in light of today's storm, those theories feel less like nonsense and more like smoke pointing to fire. And it's not just Rymir or Letitia. Over the years, multiple people have stepped forward claiming Jay-Z is their father. One after another, they paint the same picture. Ignored pleas, dodged DNA tests, legal filings swept under the rug. These aren't random strangers. They're people who say they grew up in communities where everyone knew. One woman's sister even admitted she introduced her mother to Jay-Z, detailing the late-night hangouts, the laughs, the drinks. It's not just rumor, it's memory. And this brings us back to Beyoncé. Because at this point, she's not just a victim of Jay-Z's secrets. She's a co-architect of the silence. She smiles for the cameras, releases empowerment anthems, and sells the image of strength. But if she knows the truth about her children's paternity and chooses to hide it, then she's just as invested in the illusion as Jay-Z is. Some insiders even claim Beyoncé holds leverage of her own, knowledge of Jay-Z's skeletons that ensures he never turns on her. If true, then what we're seeing isn't a love story. It's a chess game. A marriage built not on trust, but on mutual blackmail disguised as devotion. And while the world gossips about the Carter's empire, the human cost of this saga is written on Rymir himself. For over 10 years, his life has been consumed by this fight. Courtrooms, filings, dismissals, ridicule. He's battled one of the most powerful men in music with resources that dwarf entire law firms. To the tabloids, he's an opportunist. To Jay-Z's team, he's a harasser. But peel back the headlines and what do you see? A man chasing one unanswered question. Who is my father? And that toll? It's brutal. Every time he steps forward, he's mocked, accused of chasing clout, branded as a liar. Imagine carrying your mother's sworn words in your heart, her affidavit declaring Jay-Z is your father, only to be dismissed again and again. It chips away at your identity. But through it all, Rymir refuses to quit. He's not asking for Jay-Z's money or a slice of the empire. He's asking for acknowledgement, recognition, to know that the fight that has defined his life wasn't for nothing. That resilience, the refusal to back down even when the world laughs, is what makes his story so haunting. Because at this point, Rymir isn't just fighting a man, he's fighting an empire. Silence, influence, power. He's 30 years old now, and his entire adult life has been swallowed by this battle. His teenage years filing suits, his 20s chasing validation, his 30s still trapped in the same war. How much of himself has he lost in the fight for truth? How much more can he endure? And here's the chilling part. Imagine the day a DNA test finally happens. Imagine the headlines if it confirms what he's claimed all along, that Jay-Z is his father. Or worse for the Carters, if evidence emerges proving Blue Ivy Sir and Rumi aren't Jay-Z's at all. That wouldn't just be a scandal, that would be history-shattering. Every lyric, every speech, every endorsement deal built on their family image would suddenly look like fraud. The Carter empire wouldn't collapse because of rivals or enemies. It would collapse under the weight of truth. And that, my friends, would mark one of the biggest implosions in entertainment history. This isn't just about Rymir's fight for identity, it's about the unraveling of a narrative the world has worshipped for 2 decades. And it leaves us with one haunting question. If Jay-Z and Beyoncé are hiding secrets this big, how far will they go to protect them? Could we be on the edge of watching the fall of an empire built not on love, but on illusion? Tell us what you think in the comments, because this story is only getting darker. Until next time, stay watching, stay questioning, and remember, sometimes the truth hiding in plain sight is the one that changes everything.